Okay, so I just checked to see what was wrong, and YouTube said that somebody is reporting the live. It literally gave me a message that said someone is reporting the live as offensive. Are you kidding me? Like, okay, so literally, somebody literally does not want you to get this message. Some, like, I should have screenshot the message they sent me and posted it, but it was like right on the screen when the live was ending. So it says someone reported the live. So we even got agents in the chat. Like, we even got agents tuning in to the chat. And I used to tell you guys a lot of the times that there be haters and fake as negative people on my chat. Like, people I don't even know, probably never met in real life, just be on my shit, reporting my shit. Like, now, mind you, we ain't even talking about nothing offensive. So why would somebody report it? The only reason they're reporting it is because they probably one of these fake people, these agents that we're talking about right now. That's the only reason they would keep reporting this shit. Like, they've reported it like 4 times already. It's crazy, right? That's how negative people be, y'all. That's how toxic people be. They have nothing better to do but to sit up and watch something that doesn't resonate with them, but probably does. That's why they so triggered to report it and then report some shit. But anyway, moving forward. So whoever's getting bits and pieces of these messages, these are specifically for you. So you need to make sure in your life that you don't have no false people, because there's no reason for anybody to report this session. It's literally not doing anything offensive to anybody. So that, like we said earlier, somebody doesn't want you to get this message. It's crazy. Let me try to see the comments so I can see what y'all saying. Hold up, y'all. That's fucking crazy. They done reported this live several damn times. That is insane. But yes, so like we were saying, for the millionth time, you are releasing a lot of shit and a lot of people who do not have your best interests at heart. And as you release these people, things will keep happening. You know what I mean? Like, little setbacks, little drama, little this, little that. As you release all of this bullshit with this Ten of Swords in reverse, and you step into the Six of Wands energy, and every time I talk to you guys about stepping into the Six of Wands energy, there's an interruption. And the Six of Wands is just victory and success. So you really need to be making sure you know who's around you who doesn't want you to be victorious. See, there's a lot of fucking vultures and parasites, like I keep telling y'all, out around this time. And a lot of parasitic energy don't want to see nobody else moving forward if they not. If they're not moving forward, why should you? Those are the people that sit up and absorb all your fucking energy, your knowledge, your wisdom, your understanding, your magic. They'll sit up and absorb all that shit and not give you anything back. You know, they'll sit up and suck you dry and then not pay back into you, not breathe life back into you. They'll only come to you when they're going through some mess, because they see you like, oh, this person's good. They can carry my load too. And this whole session is telling of that, because every single time we get to this pinnacle where we're moving forward and things are happening well, the shit stop, because you're coming out of this. You're coming out of this betrayal, this backstabbing, this BS, this backstabbing is just people gossiping. The swords represent thoughts, communication. So now you're starting to realize all the people that were around you that never spoke good on your name. And they know you are. They some of the people that's reporting this shit right now. Because they don't want to see you here. They don't want to see you as this son, this 9 of Cups. You know what I mean? That's why I said you owe it to yourself. That's why I said you got to start putting that compassion inside, giving that shit to yourself. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot of people that don't want to see you evolve right now. A lot of ones. The people that you think is your closest ones be the people that's hoping that you don't heal, that you don't do right. They want to see you like this because they don't want to heal. They don't have the self-discipline. They don't want to like go within. So why would they want you to? And then you showing up as the chariot moving forward, but fast though. Like we talked about in the first live, like you moving fast. Like things are transpiring fast in your life. Manifestations coming fast. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Look at this. Knight of Swords with the 3 of Wands. The stuff you waited for coming in quick. You know? And maybe they over here on the sidelines not understanding why things are happening so gracefully for you but fast because they're paying attention to you and not themselves. So then they start acting impulsive and stuff. So be mindful of that. I feel like this is some past energy for you guys too. Some of you guys have recognized instances in your life where people weren't shit, and then here comes the King of Pentacles and the Hermit in the upright. So you started to withhold your gifts. You stopped giving everything you had to everybody all the time. You started to be real selective with your wisdom as well. Because sometimes you were telling people things that were good for them, but they were so impulsive here with this Knight of Swords that they didn't listen to you, and it was draining you. You know what I mean? Because they kept coming to you with the same problems, and you were trying to go within and create stability and abundance within and just be grounded. But you also had a lot of caring and giving energy because you're a high priestess. That's what you do. You give and you nurture. But at the same time, you need this hermit energy. Like I said, if you want to go 5 hours being to yourself, you need somebody that's going to not be petty and pessimistic with you needing time for yourself with this hermit card, because you know, as this hermit with this King of Pentacles, that you going within and taking time for yourself is going to make you more abundant and stronger to be there for the people that you love. But I feel like, honestly, there were some people in your life that were just taking, you know, and they didn't have that clarity, you know. They just kind of wanted to bombard you with stuff but not replenish you. And so Spirit is saying now it's time to let go of that. You know? That's why you're showing up as this 8 of Swords in reverse. Because you're done being trapped in a prison of what people may have expected from you. Because it was a burden. It was definitely a burden. And at the same time, the same ones you were showing up for were always trying to like one up you, stab you in the back. Yeah, especially with this 5 of Swords we had earlier. And so you're done with that. You're done. You're done. With the 8 of Wands in reverse, I feel like you've cut communication with certain people. And if you haven't already, this could be a future energy for you where you're just done, because the 9 of Wands comes out right after it, saying that you're exhausted with just like pouring into people. So you're going to pull back. You're going to stop always being available to everyone to people that don't want to help themselves, like we saw here with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse earlier. You're done, like, just always pouring into those that just kind of like, oh, they gave me this, whatever. It's almost like everything you gave out was just kind of like overlooked, but still required. Like, people required things of you, but they didn't nurture it. The Seven of Pentacles in reverse, they didn't nurture it, they didn't really care. And so now you have this Nine of Wands and Eight of Wands in reverse energy, where you're done repeating yourself. You're done like saying shit. You're just done. You're exhausted. The wounded warrior. You're over it, you know? So you're taking things slow with the Knight of Pentacles here, because the Eight of Cups comes out next, letting you know that it's time to walk away. And then the Seven of Cups, it's time to walk away from the illusion. Stop romanticizing bullshit. You're realizing that, yeah, some of you were like holding out for people who really didn't want to build anything with you. Some of you were just like playing into the illusion, the mask that someone was presenting to you, and you knew with this moon here on the Eight of Cups, you knew that that really wasn't who they were. And so you just had to make the conscious decision to move away from it, even if it was like a slow process. Three of Pentacles in reverse comes out again. You're choosing not to just give to people. Imbalanced situations, triangulation, where someone acts like this to get a rise out of you and does this and does that and puts someone in the middle and all that drama. Like, you're so over it. You're so over it. Okay, let's get the after the tarot, guys. Lord, this has been a trying moment for you guys to get this reading out, but I honestly think it's been a trying moment for you guys for a long time. So this is probably symbolic to your journey. Hierophant, yeah. You've had a journey. Now it's time to step into your power. Now it's time to speak your truth. Commit to yourself. Commit to your journey. Commit to what you know is real and what's right. There are going to be people that show up to support you. You have to know this. Whatever next step you go to in your journey, there are going to be people who resonate with you. And you have to accept that and then leave the people who don't. Because you realize, like, what's the point of sitting around defending myself to people who don't resonate with me? And then you have the Eight of Wands in reverse at the bottom of the deck again. So yeah, you're done like speaking to people who don't resonate with you. And then the High Priestess jumps out in the upright position. So you're definitely in the right mindset, you know, and you're showing up in your own reading. Despite all the fucking bullshit that's been happening throughout trying to get this reading out to you, you're still standing here like you're still receiving, you know? So you know what's up. You know what's up. And you're not wavering. The High Priestess and the Hierophant is like a divine union. So like I said earlier, some of you guys are ready to come into union. And I really feel like it's going to happen. It's just like you getting over that hump of people pleasing. That's the one problem you have, High Priestess. You people please to a fault, to where you deny your own intuition sometimes just to keep the peace. And it's never worth it. It always proves to go against you. Eight of Pentacles with the Hierophant and the Queen of Swords. Putting yourself first, going within like we talked about, and doing that work on self, building on self. That's all this mission is about for you. And that's foreign to you because, oh, I gotta take care of my family. Oh, I gotta show everybody that I love them and that I'm there for them. The people that really fuck with you, High Priestess, know this already. So it's time to take care of you. You've been through a lot. You've been hurt, backstabbed, betrayed by people you love, friends, and family the same. Well, now it's time for you to do for you. And only let the people close to you that you can trust. Only be vulnerable with the people that you know are going to appreciate that. The Fool card. And yeah, that's like risky for you because at some point in your life you were like a people pleaser and you thought, like I said, that giving to others meant everything was going to be okay. And Spirit is like, don't be a fool. It's time to take a chance on you. It's time to take a chance on you. Speak your truth. Two of Pentacles in reverse at the bottom of the deck. You're coming out of juggling. And then you have this Three of Swords here, but in this deck it's bandaged already. So the heartbreak and all that, you're healing from it, you know. There's a lot of spaces in you that have been healed, and you have to recognize that. It'd be foolish not to. Yeah, with the Temperance coming out. That divine order, that divine balance that we believe in so much. And you embody this. You create this divine balance within your life. Nobody else. She's on this card by herself. One foot in the water, one foot on land. Air, crown chakra illuminated. This is you. And you have to own that. And you have to step into that power. And you have to create that divine balance in your life. And you have to set the tone for what goes on in your life. And you have to say, hey, if you're going to be in my life, this is what it is. This is the balance. Okay? This doesn't mean divulge your secrets and your darkest pains to people. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not do that. But let people in a little bit. All while staying wise. Because as a high priestess, you're going to keep things to yourself. And you should. You have to. Because honestly, some people can't handle the magnitude of the things you've went through. And sometimes when you tell people the shit that you've been through, either they don't believe you, they judge you, or they use that shit against you because of your vulnerability. So you have to keep some things to yourself, and that's fine. It's part of the healing process. Ace of Pentacles comes out. So what do you gain from giving to yourself, honing in on your energy, staying focused, taking this chance on yourself? You gain abundance, clarity, gifts from the universe. And you have to be open to that. You see this scarab here? This is an omen for good luck, abundance, success. And this is also an omen for you believing in the ancient mysteries of the world and like believing in the unseen and knowing that the unseen is going to give you blessings. This is what it's about. And like I always tell you, high priestesses, there's just certain things you have to do, and there's just certain things you can't do anymore. And that's just the things you can't do anymore are play small, berate yourself, put yourself in a box for the comfortability of other people. You know, it's time to step forward and claim what's yours. Yeah, claim what's yours. Three of Cups comes out. Success, happiness, celebration, being with the people that resonate with you and having a good time. Spirituality is not always sitting around talking about your fucking traumas, okay? Sometimes it's being happy, being abundant, enjoying the moment, indulging in happiness and the things that bring that happiness to you, the people that bring that happiness to you. And it's probably just like close friends and family, but that's fine too. It doesn't always have to be a romantic partner. And I feel like you're coming into that realization at this point. Like, yeah, I can be happy without it always having to do with um, a sexual partner. But it's fine if it does because you're open. You're open at this point. Yeah. Ace of Swords. You're open at this point. You're seeing things clearly. And you're ready to move into that successful cycle in your life because it's cycles we go through, you know? And you're ready for that successful cycle. One where you're victorious, one where you conquer your negative thoughts and just kind of like really just step into your power. There's no other way. And you're realizing that there's no other way. There's no other way but to step into your power and to enjoy your success. Knight of Cups comes out. And sometimes you feel like you attract um partners who are very self-serving, self-indulgent, and you're really ready to move away from that. It's exhausting, yeah. And you seem to attract a very like I said, self-centered. And this King of Wands in reverse is very narcissistic. Someone who just kind of like overindulges in self and just kind of feels like it's all about them, you know? With the Ten of Pentacles at the bottom of your deck in the upright position, you're ready for someone who's about the whole, you know? Yeah. And then the Sun card right after it. So you're definitely ready for someone who wants you to shine right along with them. And unfortunately, the King of Pentacles, I'm sorry, the King of Wands in reverse with the Knight of Cups in reverse as it came out is somebody who doesn't want you to shine. They kind of want to overshine you or just shine on your dime. And a lot of you guys have dealt with partners like that. They were kind of just like, yo, I want to be with you, but only because of what you bring me, how you shine on me, how you make me shine. And now you're like, yo, that's not even what I want. I want to be able to shine with someone. And we have abundance and beautiful shit together. But a lot of you guys used to and I deal with guys who you had to possibly even physically protect because they played the role as a king, but they were really a knight in reverse. It's just someone who would see someone insult you or disrespect you and still not protect you because they don't want to look foolish or weak or some shit like that. Like, these were very weak men you used to do with High Priestess. Very weak men. They wanted to overshadow you in your own space, it seems like. They wouldn't even protect your honor. Like, they wouldn't even look out for your safety. The King of Wands and the Knight of Cups in reverse is very like weak ass energy. And it's like it's really daunting that your strength and your light attracts these kind of men. And so this is very discouraging to you at times because you just like, yo, I don't want somebody that I got to protect all the time and that I got to pick up all the time. That I got to like always be on top of their insecurities. This is like, ugh. It's just really like uncomfortable. Like you really were with some people who were just like, oh, look at me. And if you don't, I'll throw an emotional tantrum. But then I don't have anything to give to you. But you definitely need to give to me whenever I want it. Ooh, it's such a toxic ass vibe. And then they had secrets with the moon card coming up. So they weren't even really who they said they were. And you wasted so much time and energy giving to that. Well, it's a wrap for that. Yeah. With the 10 of Cups jumping out, it's a wrap for that. It's time for you to have abundance in all forms, happiness, emotional fulfillment. Somebody that wants to pour into you. Why would you even want to spend your time and energy on somebody who's just like, look at me, look at me. I want attention. I have nothing to give, but you still got to look at me. Like, no. Nobody want that. Yeah, Four of Swords coming out. Like I said, that's done. That is so done. It's time for you to take a break from just doing the most. It's really time to take a break from that. Because the King of Cups in reverse at the bottom of the deck, like I said, this person wasn't even emotionally available. I had nothing to give. It was like they were withholding. They never told you how they felt, but they always showed up to receive from you. Yeah. That wasn't going anywhere. And you know this now. You know this now. And now you're seeing things clearly. Your perception has changed around partnerships and relationships. Now you know that you need somebody that's going to put in equally. And now you see that that's what you're ready to do. In the past, some of you were playing mom to broken men, and they were taking out their pain and frustration on their from their mom and their dad onto you. And so that's why you were in such a masculine energy, because you had to always be defending yourself and at the same time providing comfort and security for someone who wouldn't even comfort or secure themselves or you within the relationship. So you're just moving in a different vibe now. Yeah, still the King of Cups in reverse. Queen of Wands in reverse. So this could have triggered something in you where you lost your magic. You lost your magic. You stopped, like I said, adorning yourself. You stopped feeling so powerful because you were giving to something that was so unequal, something that was draining you. Like we saw with the King of Wands in reverse, someone who was narcissistic but didn't have any confidence in themselves, but still projected that onto you to make them feel powerful. And so you lost yourself in that. Like I said, something light dormant in you, and it was just like you didn't even know who you were at some point. But you know, you're coming out of that now. And now you know. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Seven of Cups in reverse. You're seeing through the illusion now. You're done. All the masks have fallen off in your life, even your own. And now you're this Empress here, Ashe. where you realize your worth. You've placed yourself on this high pedestal, and you can meet your own expectations. And then this is going to bring finances in, good fortune, you know, because now you're vibrating as Shay, Six of Wands at the bottom of your deck. Now you're at your what's the term? I just said it. Now you're vibrating in that frequency of good things coming to you. And then you're the magician, where you can create anything you want. And that's exactly what you're going to do. You have all the tools, you have all the support, the protection, the abundance. It's just like, it's just no point to think any other way at this point, you know? And you know this. You know this already. Let's get the Kipper, guys. Thanks for everybody for tuning back in despite the problems we had. Sheesh. Thanks for everybody liking the video. I told y'all we was going to get this message no matter what happened, because I just felt like it was going to be more problems. Child. So, yeah. I feel like a lot of you guys have really been tapping into that inner child. And we talk about this a lot, because that inner child is where you are at your purest, you know? You are at your like most vulnerable, but there's some safety in that. And right now, you have to step into re-raising your inner child, giving it that attention, support, that voice is especially important that maybe you didn't have at that time. And you're going to be doing this for your children. Your children are definitely going to have a safe space to be who they are. Ashe. Good fortune. Great fortune. Excuse me. Comes out. So, yes. And you're going to find that great fortune in loving your inner child, giving to yourself, re-raising yourself in a whole new form. There's just a lot of great things coming in for you, high priestesses, right now, and you really have to be open to that. With the marriage card at the reverse, I'm sorry, at the bottom of the deck, you have to be open to receiving that divine partnership that you crave, because you do crave it. As much as you try to pretend like you don't, you do. You do. You just blocked it out because of past traumas and things like that. But you have the sun and wealth here. Stop doubting that things can go well for you. That's a big problem for you sometimes. You doubt. And then it makes it feel like this, like it's in reverse. Stop doubting that things can go well for you. Like I say, it comes in ebbs and flows. So sometimes you feel like things are going great, and then sometimes you just kind of feel like, what the hell, you know? But you got the coffin in reverse. Let things die down with the thoughts coming in. So with the coffin card in reverse and the thoughts, it's like sometimes your thoughts haunt you. Sometimes your thoughts are your biggest enemy. Sometimes you can sit around and think about the things that you've been through, and then you make yourself think that you shouldn't have great things, but that's not true. Okay? So be compassionate with yourselves. You know? Step into your fucking power, man. Alright? Got the mature man here with the gift. What are you thinking? That the things that you've been through don't make you, like, valuable, that maybe all the things that have shaped you take away from your importance or the things that you should be given. Don't think like that. That's like a fear. False person in reverse, like we talked about with that Seven of Cups, the mask coming off, even yours. Just like really getting rid of all the people that aren't really rooting for you, but just want to like hang on to you. You know, that could be part of your self doubt. As a high priestess, you feel everything. So you could be feeling other people's doubts about you and about themselves, and you could be absorbing that into yourself, making you doubt yourself. Well, that's over. All right, guys. Take off the mask. Be vulnerable with yourself. Show yourself who you are so that you can step into your power and claim these gifts and this sudden wealth and this great fortune. Because it's there. It's there. But your thoughts, you know, your thoughts are what's like blocking you at this time. Stop thinking about things that don't matter. All right, guys, that was your high priestess message. I know already Spirit is telling me like I'm going to have to come back and do another one because of how many times this one was interrupted. It really just wasn't fair to you guys. But like I told y'all earlier, somebody does not want you to get this message. That's why they kept reporting it. And then as soon as I said something about them reporting it, we got the message through, right? So yeah. Be careful of those agents and people around you. And you know what else I wanted to stress about absorbing other people's karma and energy? Sometimes you could be around people who just keep mess up around them all the time. Like they always mad at somebody. They always the victim. Everything's always going on around them. And then they come into your life and then now you their problem. And that's what it's about with absorbing people's bullshit and their karma. You could just be living your little normal, natural life, and then you see somebody, like we talked about, attracting those wounded people or being attracted to wounded people. And then you want to be that safe space for them, or they want you to be their safe space. And then they come into your life and you don't do one thing that they want you to do, or you don't be available at some point where they need you, they feel like they need you to be available or do what they want you to do, then all of a sudden you their problem. Stop fucking with people like that, man. Those types of people keep up mess no matter what's going on. You could literally not even talk to these people, not be around these people physically ever, but they'll still find some problem with you. These people are a problem within themselves, and they just search for external sources to project that problem onto. So start like paying attention to those red flags, man, because a lot of people move like that. I'm noticing, like, I do a lot of readings and it's always about somebody external being mad about somebody else's life, or mad because of the choices other people making, or mad because somebody didn't do this for them. They had expectations of people and stuff. Like, don't nobody got time to be carrying all that shit. And some of y'all be carrying stuff like we saw with that Ten of Wands that ain't even yours. Some people just come into your life and feel like, okay, now you a part of my life. So you got to make sure I don't feel a certain type of way. And if I feel a certain type of way now that you in my life, I'm going to automatically make you a part of that problem. And you ain't even known this person but 2 minutes. I'm just saying, like, be careful of who you crossing paths with. Because a lot of people right now, man, are not stable emotionally or mentally. And they will be mad at you for shit that you didn't even have a hand in. These are people that wake up mad. These are people that go online and look for shit to be offended by. These are people that just make friends and always get cut off. And every time they get cut off, they never was the problem. You hear a story, oh, so and so just stopped talking to me, and I don't even know why. And then they start proceeding to tell you all this messy, negative, toxic ass shit about the person. And you thinking, well, no wonder they cut you off if you felt like that about them. Because as a high priestess, you're going to feel the vibes. You're going to feel the energy. So you might come across somebody, and then you can already see that they're just a volcano waiting to erupt on whatever's going on, because you hear them, you hear how they talking about people you ain't never met. You know those people that be so-called friends with you but don't know shit about you, ain't really a friend, but they sitting up telling you everybody else's business. Why they didn't fill out with everybody else. But in no circumstance do they say they the problem or what they did wrong or where the misunderstanding was. It's just, oh, and so-and-so like this. And they start telling you all this shit about so-and-so personal life that ain't got nothing to do with why they mad at this person. Just know that you keep fucking with people like that, you next. You gonna be the problem that they talk about next. And everything that come out that they mad at you about is stuff about your own personal life that ain't got nothing to do with them, ain't affecting them, that they can walk away from at any moment, but they choose not to because they want to stick around and have something to talk about. Some people just want to be mad. Some people just want to be uncomfortable. Some people are looking for things to expose and be mad and talk shit about. And you got to know that on your journey so that you don't let these people distract you and pull you into their madness, because they waiting. When people see you vibrate on a different frequency and you ain't fucking with everything that everybody else fucking with, they can't wait to find some little flaw about you or something to expose you about, or some dumb shit to be beefing with you about. When really they at war with themselves and they choosing to take it out on you. And that's just what it is. You can't be sitting around wondering why somebody acting the way they acting with you. They act like that with themselves. They ain't even got no peace when they by themselves. They get up first thing in the rising, they mad. They ain't even open their eyes halfway yet, and they already mad. They're already looking at their phone for a reason to be mad. Oh, so-and-so didn't text me back, I'm mad. So-and-so didn't like my picture, I'm mad. Like, they just mad about every damn thing, all right? And it ain't your weight to carry. You need to be stepping into your power, into your grace, into your abundance, into your favor. Your favor is a key word. And not giving into this shit. Because as soon as you respond and be confrontational with people who confrontational with everybody, you done already given away a part of your power. And at this point in the game, we can't be giving away no power. We too deep in the game at this point. We done too much, overcame too much, seen too much, learned too much, manifested too much to be giving into the bullshit and attaching other people's energy to us. And that's what happens. You get into these relationships, and relationships don't just mean romantic. This is friendship shit too. You get into these relationships, friendships with people, and all of a sudden everything just starts being unbalanced and it's just mess. And your whole life was calm before you even was introduced to these people. So that's why I tell you, as high priestess, you got to stop always trying to step in and save and heal and fix and da-da-da-da. None of that shit's necessary anymore. Do your part in your home, in your temple, in yourself, with your immediate family to raise the vibration of the planet and keep it moving. But don't be taking on nobody else shit. And don't be letting nobody goddamn spiritual gaslight you. Oh, it's spiritual gaslighting. People telling you, well, if you were spiritual, you would just be compassionate to everybody. You would just not be upset at all. You would just not have a boundary. You would just let people say what they need to say. And then, like, no, don't let nobody spiritual gaslight you, because I guarantee you, everybody out here got boundaries. Everybody out here saying what they will and will not tolerate. So don't let nobody make you feel like just because you a high priestess and you on some certain path that you got to be sitting around taking shots. You got to be sitting around acting like a damn bulletproof vest, letting people just cap on you and you never standing up for yourself. That's not a high priestess at all. A high priestess just knows when and when not to address certain things. And she sits back and she analyzes and she takes notes and she takes account on when shit was this way and that way and what your energy is about it. But don't be addressing everything. Don't let everybody throw shit on you. Don't let nobody make you feel like, oh, if you spiritual, you wouldn't speak up for yourself, or you wouldn't be mad, or you wouldn't have enough, or you wouldn't be tired, or you wouldn't set a boundary, or you wouldn't like, nah, because that's how people try to paint you into a box like that. A whole fucking box of expectations that they can't even carry out for themselves. Then they'll be sitting around saying what you should be doing because you spiritual. Whole time they're not even on the same path as you. So how they gonna tell you how you should be acting on your path? So I'm just saying, you know, don't fall into that bullshit because that's out here rampant right now. Everybody telling spiritual people how they should fucking be, not realizing that spiritualness is just our natural default. But everybody has their own autonomy, how you govern yourself and what you allow into your space. So never let nobody tell you what you should be doing just because you a high priestess or because you spiritual or because you this, you that. And now they want you to do this to fit their little manipulative tactics. Don't do it. It's not worth it. And each time you're going to be cutting yourself short. So fuck that and fuck them. Do what you need to do for you and yours. Stay focused, stay grounded, stay centered. Calling your guides. They're waiting on you to ask them to help in certain areas of your lives. And just do what you got to do. All right, guys. That was your message to the High Priestess, part 17,000. But we got through it. I love you guys so much. I'll come back again this weekend with another message for you because I already feel like there's more we need to talk about. But just stay encouraged. Do what you can for the ones that respect it, appreciate it, and reciprocate it, and don't force your hand on anything else. Um, I love you guys so much. Thanks for sticking with me throughout this whole video and everything like that. I guess I'll see y'all on Twitter and Instagram. All right, guys. I love you, high priestesses. Sending you love, peace, and balance.